Yeah, thanks for staying tuned to your station, the Africa Independent Television, and welcome to your program, Security Watch Africa. I'm sure you can see that we are not in the studio today. We are coming to you from a location. This location is quite actually a very important location where the joint team, the Joint Task Force of Operation Udoka is carrying out a mission to ensure that the people of the Southeast live and move freely without any fear of disturbances by those enemies of the society who hide under agitation for the creation of the Republic of Biafra to commit criminal activities by killing, maiming, kidnapping, and doing all sorts of atrocities. The armed forces of Nigeria with other sister security agencies are working assiduously to ensure that the people of Imo State, Abia State, Anambra, Enugu, they are protected. So welcome to the program today. Today we'll be giving you, bringing a special report from this general area that is talking about the Southeast, what is happening in terms of first, security in the Southeast, and secondly, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oloyode's Soldier Force mantra. How is it being implemented in this area under Joint Task Force Operation Udoka in the Southeast? So we'll bring you that special report put together by Elizabeth Tanko.
An effective leader is one who impacts positively on his followers. These can best describe the Nigeria's Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oloyede. In our search to find out if the Corps' first soldier mantra is being implemented and how the Nigerian Army personnel are relating with the public, we continued our assessment visit to the Nigerian Army participation in joint operations, Nigerian Army divisions and units nationwide, with a tour of 82 division of the Nigerian Army and Joint Operation Udoka in the Southeast. We began with a visit to the headquarters 82 division of the Nigerian Army Enugu, where we met the General Officer Commanding GOC 82 Division of the Nigerian Army, who also doubles as the Commander, Joint Task Force Operation Udoka, Major General Oluyemi Olatoye. The GOC spoke on security situation in his area of responsibility.
The security situation in all these states right now are relatively stable and firmly under control. Before now, people used to find it difficult to move around on Mondays, especially in the Southeast states. But I will tell you that looking at the concept of national security, which entails the government, the people, and of course the security agencies, these three major actors have done a lot in ensuring security in these states. What I'm saying in essence is whatever you are seeing in the Southeast states has to do with the collaboration of the government, the people, and the security agencies. It's not just us. It is because the government is willing to provide the guidelines and at the same time safeguarding the lives and property of people that they are in charge of.
To find out specifics, the situation in Enugu State, we met with the Commander 82 Division Garrison, Brigadier General Stephen Dogo, who disclosed the impactfulness of the Corps Soldier First mantra in making Enugu State safer.
Chief of Army Staff's Soldiers First mantra is actually one that we hold dear to our hearts in 82 Division as a whole. And following the General Officer Commanding's command direction, you know, one of the tenets of the mantra is sound administration. And if you look at sound administration, it goes to tell you that we do everything within the reach of our powers to see that the soldiers' welfare is addressed to the fullest and to the latter. And that's why you see the Chief of Army Staff has improved the ration cash allowance of soldiers from 1,500 to 3,000 naira per soldier, and this is being fully implemented. Also, issues of leave and passes are also are taken care of by the soldiers whenever the need arises. And the General Officer Commanding has also directed that we come up with what we call a leave and pass roster, where we make sure that these soldiers enjoy these benefits.
Our next point of call was the garrison response area in Nsukka, where we were received by the officer in charge.
This location is strategically positioned to curb the activities of proscribed groups in the southeast and kidnappers that operate along this road. As you can see, while we are coming, you see that both sides are filled with bushes. So, but the presence of the troops here and the intensive operations, patrols, ambushes, and raid, those activities of the proscribed groups and the kidnappers have reduced to the barest minimum, sir. And in line with the Chief of Army Staff, First Soldiers mantra, and the directive from the Garrison Commander, who is also the commander of Sector 1, Joint Task Force Southeast, Operation Udoka, to adequately train the troops and administer them. We have made series of efforts, several efforts, to train them on weapon handling, anti-ambush drills, stripling and assembling, so that they will master their weapons and operate effectively.
To confirm if the soldiers are benefiting from the Core Soldier First policy, we spoke with some soldiers.
Let me thank the Chief of Army Staff on the welfare to troops. He has taken soldiers first in his administration, and he has been doing a lot of things to us.
We also thank the Chief of Army Staff for providing the logistic support for the patrol. Anytime the community call upon, we respond to them and we say thank you, the Chief of Army Staff, for providing the logistic patrol. If we have admin issue, we are released to go and solve our admin problem, and we are feeding and the allowance are coming regularly. So we say thank you to the Chief of Army Staff.
We sought to find out if the people are feeling the positive impacts of the presence of the Nigerian Army in their communities.
We have been having cordial relationship with the Nigerian Army in this Nsukka zone. They have been patrolling both day and night. So, and we are happy with them, because without the Nigerian Army, this OP in Nsukka Road, nobody would have been passing it because of kidnappers.
We want to appreciate the Army immensely and greatly, because their intervention had given credence and safety to the lives and property of individuals within this community and the local government at large.
The governor of Enugu State, Dr. Peter Mba, thanked the Nigerian Army leadership for helping to make Enugu State a safe haven.
The then Chief of Army Staff was also very supportive, and in fact, even the current chief, they've all been very, very supportive. The 82 DIV and all the other security agencies, the SDS, the DSS, of course, we were able to work with them. I cannot, in fact, say enough about those people. We would have obviously not be where we are today in terms of the safe city we're witnessing if we don't have this collaboration, this global collaboration, the Army, the DSS, the police, and in fact, even the Air Force, so, and just recently again, the Navy, because we have a Navy base that is going on in Zowani, which should be ready sometime this year. So the collaboration here is what has brought us to where we are today in terms of the safety we're experiencing. The GOC, the SDS, of course, the CP, the AOC, and of course the Air Force Commander, and all that. When we have our security meeting here, it's just like what we refer to in Igbo land as Imobi, where brothers have come to, just share,
their views on opinion on things, you don't see any tension. You see people working for one common objective.
From Enugu State, our crew moved to Anambra State, where we visited 302 Artillery Regiment in Onitsha, where the commanding officer, Colonel Bitrus Yakubu, gave a breakdown on the state of security in Anambra State and the implementation of the Soldier First mantra.
Chief of Army Staff command philosophy stands on a basic and 4 basic pillars, which include leadership, sound administration, professionalism, and combat readiness. In terms of sound administration, which has to do with soldiers' welfare, it is being implemented from the strategic level down to the operational and tactical level here. In terms of the RCA, the Chief of Army Staff taught it well that the RCA of a soldier should be increased by 100%. That particular move has been felt by all the soldiers of this unit.
We spoke with 2 soldiers in the barracks and they thanked the Chief of Army Staff for the Soldier First mantra.
I wish to thank the Chief of Army Staff for renovation is going in our barrack. At least we thank God. Many of our block is bad, but coming of this Chief of Army Staff, many of the building now at least is under renovation.
For his efforts, tremendous efforts on the welfare of troops of the Nigerian Army, for increasing the RCA from 1,500 that it used to be to what it is now, to 3,000 naira.
Our crew from Onitsha moved to the forward operating base in Nofija, where we were received by the officer commanding, Captain Augustine Okpara.
We are special forces, so we're always ready. We've dominated this whole area. Initially, when we came here, this place was very rough. The criminal elements, the IPOP, they used to come, attack, kidnap people, snatch vehicles. But when we arrived here, we dominated everywhere we patrol. We took the fight to them. Went to their camps, deal with them, make arrests. So with the effort we've achieved, or the success we've achieved there so far, it's as a result of our constant patrol, raid operations based on intelligence report from the vigilantes we have here and some of the locals, those ones that are willing to give us information. But since that time, the place has been a bit peaceful.
Here, the soldiers were full of praises for the Chief of Army Staff.
Thank the present Chief of Army Staff for a good job he has imparted on us since he came into the power. May God bless him. I was fortunate to work with him when he was in amphibious training school. He did a very good job as a commander then, and now still doing the good work. We really appreciate him.
Here in this our location before, we don't have medical equipment, but him coming to office, he provided that for us. Really appreciate that. And in our welfare, in terms of pass, we are really enjoying the pass. We do go pass of 21 days. We really appreciate him, and we pray to God that keep on protecting him.
The traditional ruler in Nofija community, Igwe Clifford Okeke, and the President General Nofija community, Prince Ofobike Okoli, spoke on how helpful the Nigerian army has been to their community and its environs.
The people of Nofija, the people of Urumba South, the people of Anambra State, we are very grateful to him. Because I don't know how we have managed without the presence of these soldiers. I have been longing to see the commander in, on the chateau. Thank him for posting these soldiers. We are very happy with them.
Since the presence of the military in Nofija, we've not recorded one incident. And then secondly, the relationship between the men of the Nigerian army and the community is highly commendable. I'm not saying it because I enjoy a good relationship with them. I'm saying it as a result of what I have also gathered from my people and friends around.
Imo State, which hitherto was the hotbed of various deadly criminal activities of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, and Eastern Security Network, is now gradually returning to normalcy due to the renewed vigor by the troops of the Nigerian Army in 34 Artillery Brigade, Obinze, Imo State. The brigade commander, Brigadier General Ibrahim Abbas, spoke on the impact of the Chief of Army Staff sound administration and the efforts of the brigade in provision of security for the people in the state.
Since I assumed command here, one of the major directives of the General Officer Commanding 82, the Major General Otio Olatoye, has been that take care, welfare of the soldiers. He has always taken that as a very, very important pillar of the Chief of Army Staff, and he really keeps on hammering on that. And that is why anything that has to do with their welfare has been taken seriously. If I may start from the administrative part, when it comes to the issue of their welfare in terms of passes, in terms of accommodation, their ration cash allowance, all these have been taken care of. In fact, even the men, just to encourage we commanders, anytime we request for troops from the General Officer Commanding, he doesn't just send the troops like that. He always used to send them with their RC and their ops allowance. That's to tell you that if he from his own side is doing that, who am I not to take care of the soldiers down here?
From the brigade headquarters, we moved to one of the brigade garrison response area, where the brigade garrison commander, Lieutenant Colonel Jude Abor, spoke on their operations and implementation of the Corps sound administration policy.
Oh, the morale is very, very high. In fact, immediately the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Loyode, took over. The first thing he looked at was the admin of our soldiers. Looking at his philosophy, which is putting the soldiers first, the ration cash allowance was increased to about 3,000 naira. And you can see with that, the soldiers were highly motivated. In fact, for the past 2 months, I've not had a reason to doubt any of these soldiers. And most of the success is recorded here. I will give a plus to the soldiers, because without them, I don't see us pushing these people out of this community.
The 34 Artillery Brigade Forward Operating Base in Okigwe was next to be visited. We were received by the officer commanding, Captain Rafa Mosso, and he spoke on the implementation of the Corps Soldier First mantra.
My men are their morale is always high. They are one of the best. In short, they are the best that I have, because the morale, we are being motivated from the Chief of Army Staff, and through our brigade commander, he has been so supportive, and he also boosts our morale at all times, and that makes me and my troops to give our best to deliver. Because once our morale is high, definitely we will deliver.
Sergeant Ayuba and Private Oluwatoye thanked the Chief of Army Staff for taking care of their welfare.
To use this opportunity to appreciate the Chief of Army Staff, because since he have come to be our chief, at least we have seen a lot of improvement in so many areas. Even our medicals, at least they are trying. We really appreciate him. May God bless him.
I'm using this opportunity to thank the Chief of Army Staff for the provisions of the armored vehicle and his intervention in the scene to the well-being of the soldiers and the troops of the 197 SF Battalion attached to FOB Okigwe.
The implementation of General Olufemi Oluyede's Soldier First mantra is helping to motivate officers and soldiers of the Nigerian Army nationwide, and particularly in 82 Division area of responsibility, even as the preparation for the end of the year activities. Elizabeth Ango reporting.
Welcome back. You can see how assiduously the armed forces, particularly the Nigerian Army, is working in collaboration with other sister services to ensure that the Southeast, is secured. Yes, welcome to the program, and this will be taking you this time around to the work that the wife of the Chief of Defense Staff, Mrs. Ogwabi Musa, is doing to ensure that the wives of the non-commissioned officers, are comfortable while praying and supporting their family. I will bring you this report by Lucy Tawo.
In her drive to elevate the living condition of the barracks communities, the President of Defense and Police Officers' Wives Association, the POA, Mrs. Ogogogwabin Musa, this Thursday organized a personal development training for Defense and Non-Commissioned Officers' Wives Association, then COA, in Abuja. Mrs. Musa said the training was organized to ensure that barracks women gain first-hand training on personal well-being, entrepreneurial development, and intentional parenting.
It is my joy to host you today for this personal development training. The theme we have chosen, balancing intentional parenting, entrepreneurship, and personal well-being, speaks to the realities of your daily living and daily lives as wives, mothers, and women of strength. At the POA, we believe that true empowerment begins at home and extends into business, community, and nation. That is why we are committed to supporting our sisters and aunties here today, the DECOA members. Because when non-commissioned officers' wives are equipped, their families are strengthened. And by extension, the entire armed forces community is uplifted.
There were lectures on personal well-being for purposeful living, entrepreneurship development for economic empowerment, and intentional parenting.
There are things that are important to you. Make sure they align with your well-being. Make sure that they are in alignment, they agree. If not, drop one. Clarity of purpose, part-time. Where you they go, what if they do? Part-time, you have to know what if they do.
When we build women to do businesses and to do work and to be entrepreneurs, we are doing many things. One of which is to reduce poverty. There's no poor person in this room. Is there a poor person here? Thank God. There is no poor person in this room. However, you can reduce poverty in your village if you have money to support people who need your support. Through women entrepreneurship, we can improve well-being. Do women improve their own well-being, or the financier who provides you money? That's where they give you money, make you do your business, make you take run whatever you are doing. That person is helping your well-being.
High point of the event was testimonies from members of the Defense Non-Commissioned Officers' Wives Association and questions and answers from the topics. There were representatives of wives of armed forces, police, and other security services. Lucy Tawo reporting for Security Watch Africa.
Yeah, welcome back. Yes, there's need and it's important to look after the home front so that officers of the armed forces will be able to commit their time in protecting the country, Nigeria. And that is what the wife of the Chief of Defense Staff, Mrs. Gwabi Musa, is doing. And kudos to her for the project. Yes, we take you to Jaji, the Armed Forces Command and Staff College Jaji, where there was also another important exercise that is going on. Exercise Askibiu is going on, where the family and national security is being discussed. Again, Security Watch Africa, Lucy Tawo was there at the opening ceremony. It's a 3 weeks program to train and equip personnel and of all the armed forces and all their services in making sure, in teaching that family comes first. And the First Lady of Nigeria, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, delivered the keynote address. Sit back as we'll bring you this report.
Many parents now abandon their parental responsibilities, leaving children to raise themselves. These were the words of the wife of the President of Nigeria, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, at the opening ceremony of Exercise ASKBU 2025 at the Armed Forces Command and Staff College, Jaji, Kaduna State. The First Lady, who was represented by the wife of the Vice President, Hajia Nana Kashim Shettima, emphasized that the family is the bedrock of the society. Senator Oluremi Tinubu said the theme of the exercise, family and national security, is timely.
The theme of this year's exercise, family and national security in Nigeria, is apt and timely. Family is the bedrock of society. It is where we learn our core values of love, duty, respect, and sacrifice. Our nation is made up of millions of individual families from various tribes, ethnicities, religion, and tradition, each with dreams, aspiration, and right to live in safety and freedom.
On his part, the Commandant Armed Forces Command and Staff College, Nigeria, Air Vice Marshal Hassan Idris Al-Haji, gave a brief history of the college.
The Armed Forces Command and Staff College has been in existence for 50 years and operational for 49. We have successfully trained military and security leaders from 41 countries over this period. Over the last 30 years, the college has been conducting exercise HASKBU. The exercise was originally designed as a platform to synchronize tactics, techniques, and procedures, as well as build synergy between the members of our armed forces and the Nigeria Police. This is in order to optimize our internal security and emergency responses. It then evolved to include all our security establishments and first responders.
The Commandant said the scope of this year's exercise is a whole of national problem-solving vehicle.
We have expanded the scope and the scale of the exercise to make it a whole of nation problem-solving vehicle to address the pressing contingencies so as to reinforce institutional synergy and national resilience as a pathway to peace and prosperity.
Some stakeholders at the event emphasized the role of the family in national security.
The family is the foundation of society. It is a part school of values, discipline, and civic responsibility. When family bonds are strong, society thrives. But when family structures weaken, the consequences are visible in rising crimes, radicalization, substance abuse, and violence.
We must recognize that families are more than just units of habitation. They are the foundational pillars of social cohesion, cultural identity, and moral integrity. Dysfunctional family systems can breed vulnerability, making children and young people susceptible to recruitment into crime and violent activities. In contrast, strong families nurture values of discipline, responsibility, and respect, which are essential to national stability.
The 3 weeks exercise, which began on the 15th of September 2025, is scheduled to end on the 3rd of October with participants from the military, police, paramilitary agencies, and participants from other African countries. Lucy Tao reporting for Security Watch Africa.
Oh, thanks. It's been a pleasure bringing this program to you once again. I'm sure you must have seen a lot of things that is quite interesting in security, what the armed forces are doing, what the Chief of Army Staff with his Soldier First mantra is doing to ensure to improve the performance of the soldiers of the Nigerian Army. It's been a pleasure presenting this program this week. If you have enjoyed it, join us again as we will bring you another exciting edition, and follow us on all our social media platforms. Send us your views, any questions, or what you want us to touch or talk about. We'll bring it to you. Until next week when we'll come your way again, I say thanks for staying tuned and bye for now.